So hello. So on my new used Honda Civic Mark 9 Estate turbo diesel, it'll be a iDTEC. There's no check engine light. It just went off, on the start. But notice that. So warning light, and it says bonnet open. Of course, the bonnet's open, but however, there is a fault on there. PGM F1 check system. Now, when I scanned it on my big scan tool, it came up with glow plug in cylinder 1 fault, basically. So I'm going to try and scan it with the cheaper Actron scan tool, see what I get. So it's give me no misfires. However, right, I'm gonna have to dig out the other scan tool. So a £120 scan tool, I just tried it, won't pick up the error. Well, I'm gonna turn the key off, unplug the OBD2 sensor socket, and it is basically under your left leg. It's quite difficult to see actually. You can look, put your head under, you won't see it, because it's kind of, see where my cable's going? Up there, it's up there. I don't know if you'll be able, the camera will be able to pick it up. Might just be able to pick it up where my finger's pointing. It's there. OBD2, yeah? Right, let's get the other. So we'll try the Autel and Pro 1 to give me that code again. Give me the code to give you the code, because I can't remember it. So we're going to go for Asian, and it's Honda. Europe, Asia. Right hand drive. Start new. So this will take a while. You just run through diagnostic. It might ask me to turn the key on. I actually have not turned the key on. So yeah, once we turn the key on, power on. It should run it. It's going to turn the. Stop wasting on it. Any kind of battery. So it's communicate. Shift neutral, yeah. So it's going to take some time, maybe like a few minutes. Already popped up with a diesel 4. So yeah, I tried a £20 scan tool from Autel, nothing. The 120 just saw nothing. Couldn't see any codes. So it boils down to bi-directional one to figure out faults, so it'll take a while. Right, so nothing in the airbag, nothing ABS, no immobilised electrical, EPS, that's a safety system, isn't it? Keep you on the road system. Nothing on that. So four faults of it. I've tried clearing it, so I'm not going to bother try clearing it before. It just confirms there is a fault in there. Of course, you've got 3 other cylinders to start the car. The glow plugs stay on for a period of time until the car is fully warmed up, and then it switches off. It just helps with the combustion. Of course, the glow, if you didn't have any glow plugs at all, if they're all gone, yeah, no glow plugs on, you will not be able to start the car. You can crank it as much as you want. I guess if you lived in a super hot country, if you cranked it, you went down a hill and you kind of bump started it down a hill and you cranked it, so you probably could start a car like that. But not in this country. If you have no glow plugs, you'll have no ignition in the compression cylinders. So if you have 3, it'll be a laborious start, not good for the engine. because you're always going to have, I think you're probably going to wear out something because it's not, things are not balanced. That's my opinion. I wouldn't know for a fact. So read codes, that's all I'm going to do. If there is a test, here it is, look. P16CD. That's the one, if you look online, that's the one that is the glow plugs. 01 means on cylinder 1. So that's the driver's side in the UK, or the side that is where the driving chain or driving belt is, drivetrain or drive belt. What I mean by main drive belt, and the number 4 would be near the gearbox. So temporary, I don't know what that is. I'll read it off now. See if I can find it. P083501. I'm just putting it in my phone now, see if there's any kind of reference there. Is a generic that indicates probably a clutch precision sensor on a vehicle. Clutch precision sensor. It's more common in manual transmission. No, that's not good. Clutch precision sensor. So as far as I remember, it'd be on the gearbox area. That may not be a permanent code. Right? That may not be a permanent one. And a whole load more. Some of these codes will go, by the way. Now I'm getting worried now. This 01 doesn't mean cylinder 1. Because it would nothing to do with the so this 01, I don't know. I'm assuming it's cylinder 1. Now it makes me think I should really do more than the first one. Now it's giving me a bit of a worry now. How do you know which one? I might have to see if test further. Too many errors in this car. It was only just the P16CD the other day. It's got the brake switches out of self-test range. Don't really trust these errors really. So I do a brake switch 1.6 CD. Oh, that's the same. So if let's return to that one. If I put Honda, as it indicates a problem with the program fuel injection system. So they're giving me different kind of answers for different. Now putting Honda. Is a generic indicate problem with clutch precision sensor in the circuit. It wasn't all these codes the other day. Program fuel injection system. It's one of these things. Right. Does the 201/1 mean anything? Let me just copy it exactly. 01. (201) -1. New map sensor update. So it's some sort of I have to agree with this. Link seems to suggest an issue with the map sensor, which seems to be cheap. Map sensor. To get put the technical, but it seems to suggest that newer ECU software is needed. Hasn't got the sensor fault there. Just had code read by a local garage. Seems like code bit is a glow plug on cylinder 1. That's what I thought. Maybe this 201-1 is the so on this model, the Mark 9 pops up. This error pops up a bit, fair bit. What happens if I place the 2 here? If it was, I'll put a 2 in there instead. I mean, replacing all 4. Right. Let me see if I can use my scan tool to go a bit further. Oops. Live data. So they said something to map sensors, didn't they? And clutch sensor, map sensor. So it looks like there is no logic with these numbers here. It doesn't say 3 for glow plug 3. There's a video online with a guy fixing glow plug 3 and it was working. They scanned this code from a snap-on tool. So P16D-01 represents glow plug 3 and P16CD-01 bracket 201-1 close bracket is glow plug 1. There's no logic to it. So this Microtronic website seems to be quite good. And it seems to be, although the one may represent manufacturers specify, a 0 represents non-specificity and it's more generic. It just appears this website's pretty good. It seems to decipher straight away that, you know, get straight to the point. Alright. Okay, I think it's cylinder 1 glow plug. It's causing all the other 01s to pop up on all the clutching and everything because the first cylinder is not firing properly. So I'm just going to open my window a bit just in case there's like issues with locking yourself out, etc. Put it in reverse, take the key out. I'm going to be removing the battery negative terminal as well. The car should be warm, right, for this job. So actually I'm going to start it up. I've already been running it, but I'll make sure it's at proper temperatures, and I don't mind using, oh, it was in gear, good grief. Right, don't mind using a bit of diesel to get the job done. I'm going to lower the bonnet again, and I'm going to take off the windscreen wiper. This usually comes off on the Mark 8. I think it might come off as well. It might be a strip of rubber. I'll try and look for where the clasps are and I'll let you know. So a quarter panel needs to come off. At some point I'm going to have to adjust and change the rubber on the wipers as well, because I'm going to swap the rubber for silicone. Alright, so it looks like a mystery, of course, like all cars when you first get them. Well, we'll try and break it down, one thing at a time. We'll take the rubber cap off, and it's a 17 open spanner on this side, but you can use a ring spanner or a socket on that side. 17, put a bit of WD-40 or some other penetrating oil on it beforehand. Lastly today I do want to change the wiper material. An obvious clip here and here, so tug on that, it's not shifting. One in the middle, just like on a Mark 8. Hopefully it doesn't buckle and break off. Okay, I was happy with that. There's that one. Same on the other side. See what. So when I took off that rubber that went all the way across, I just pushed up here and this came off. Partly come off, I would say. This whole quarter panel might come, it's possible. So I'm lifting it a bit towards me now. Lifted up a bit. Plastic lugs. It's got rubber texture actually. It's not really plastic. Rubbery texture. Slide maybe. It's going to be difficult to put back in. Plenty of lubricant to get this back in. It is rubbery. Got to put the lugs past all the little catches. little rod down here. Careful. So the metal rod is here. And inserts into one of these holes in here. T-shape goes in that T-shaped hole, I think. So that bit's rubbery. It's a very funny material. It's kind of half flexible and half not. Little kind of catch there. Worth cleaning all this down so it all fits properly. And I don't like that rock stone being there. Okay, there's a lug here. There's a opening here. Pulled that out, nothing really. At first in strut, just exposed that, didn't have any key points to it. I will be vacuuming it all. Keep going. It's tiny little, can't even see it, it's so small. Tiny little lug. Tiny little thing. It's not really contrasting very well. My glove, I just pulled it out. With that lug, if it don't come up one way, pull it 90 degrees the other way. As you can see the way it fastens. That same cap but on the other side. Just saw me remove that, it just came off like that. Okay. Start carefully. So I can bend this way, but bend it back. It's like rubbery, or I could take this one off as well. Let's take it off as well. Be safe. Another one down here. The side panel should come off. Good quality these things are. I've got cheap replacements, I'm afraid, they snap. Sits under there. And should just roll off. Use this to slide off. Like that. Someone's cable tied something here. Someone just cable tied this panel, it must have flipped over. Cable tied on into that frame there. Two positions for hood. Put it in that hole, makes it wider. I've pulled away from the glass. You can't lift it or you'll crack the glass. So it's slit. This panel slips under the glass, and then another section slips on top of the glass. There is this hanging. I think I've got to take this off. Somehow it's going to come undone really easy. Apparently, don't know. Might be easy to cut the plastic off and take pipe out that way if I was to remove this and leave it lying around. I need to check. This spray is blocked up, this spray hole. 3 lugs here, just push, 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 and this bit comes off. Funny looking nozzle. Obvious way, the obvious, no obvious way, but the obvious way to stick a needle through that hole, as you might think. A couple of them here, making a bit more room. Just permanently there. Usually these holes are just tiny. And they will be small enough. You can direct the jet. Just put some cleaner down at WD in the hole. See if it makes a difference. Could be a job for another day. So now to do it now. So moving that panel over underneath this and just to the left. Because really what I wanted to get to is this. And you know on the Mark 8, this is the thing that gives me trouble. And I've used the same design, there's holes. I'm going to get my torch in there. Yeah, there's holes in here. Use a pointer. So the water goes down here, these holes, and then on the Mark 8, they're sitting the footwell, or the passenger's footwell. So I direct them all to the right. And oh no, I don't know if it's possible. It might be possible to do the same job again. We'll see them go down the middle. Hopefully they've fixed the design. Some point I'm going to have to vacuum this out. So this tugs away. Opens up all of this. Oh, in the Mark 8, there's a beam that runs across. A lot of the work, like on the alternator, etc. If you take this top panel, I haven't tried it on this car, but when you take that cross beam on the Mark 8 off, you can access loads of stuff. I'm not saying it's the same case as this car. I'm not really sure, but that surely anyone's perspective looks a little less intimidating, right? Okay, you often see engine covers coming off. I mean, not engine cover, the oil edition cover. Oh yeah, it is engine cover. Right, let me vacuum it. I don't think the engine cover's ever been off because the lug came off with it. You just tell the difficulty in getting it off. It was all embedded in. Oh, right. Okay, let's get a torch on there. So it's going to be deep down. It's going to be there underneath this fuel rail. Bracket's in the way. Metal bracket 12, maybe a 12. Its metal bracket holds this hose away from everything. Just checking the conditions of all the other, because that's a glow plug cable. Checking for wear. Let's see any. Can't see any from my angle, is what I should say. What else can I see about this engine? Can't remember what this is. So sensor, turbo. No, turbo's back there. See me. Hang on a minute. No, turbo's here. No, it can't be right. Turbo's on the exhaust side. There is the exhaust. Oh, that's the turbo. That's the turbo. Not exactly sure. I haven't figured it out. Maybe the air goes in like that. Don't know. Don't want to presume. Just ignore me. Let's get this bracket off. Metal bracket. Also a plastic bracket. I'm not sure how much plastic bracket is getting in the way, but let's get it off. Plastic bracket looks easy to get off. White stuff there. That white stuff there is asbestos, I think. I'm not sure. When I pulled at it, it started flaking away. I can bother to move it, lift it up here. Just clips on, I think. Put it a clip. There's a little tab here, I think. Pull it that way, yeah. Pull it, little tab there, pull the little tab that way. It's just a little plastic thing. Probably must be a reason why it's there. Made of a magnet and a couple, get light on, magnet there. So obviously this is a chain driven car, which is always a blessing. Don't worry about time chain, but the water pump may never get changed until it leaks. Oh, I wouldn't know what to do really. Water pump leaked on this thing, it being a diesel. On the bolt, not on the bracket. You can feel the bracket being loose now. I don't know whether I can just move it apart to one side. Just take it off. Plier it. Plier onto it. So you know what I'm going to do. I'm just going to squeeze and then pull. Nothing to it really. Right. What I'm going to do is I'm going to probably inject proper penetrating oil into that hole, because this is number one. There it is. But I feel like I should warm up the car again. There's a little lug here. I can feel a lug easily on just that side. It pokes out. I think I can tug at it. See, obviously if the cable was loose, if it came off, that would be the cause of the error. And I'm just going to do a gentle tug on the other ones. I can tug in just to make sure. The obvious thing, the most obvious thing is not what's causing it. Cables come off. The others feel quite secure. So I'm doing the 4, 3, 2. They've all got a lug to help you pull, I think. And the 1. The 1 is just here. Just there. It's angled in. It's about that sort of angle with the way my car is inclined downhill. So I should warm up the car. I need to charge the battery up as well on this camera. But the second part is warm the car. So I've just warmed up the car for 5 minutes or so. Because it's easier to take off, to take out the glow plugs with the engine warm, because it will expand. So left hand, try left hand, tug it. Okay, that came easily out. So it shows you the end. If I can see it. Zoom in. Give the strap. That's it. Pulled that out with the help of the lug. That's poking out when there's the lug there. I'll use that to pull, exert force. Right, the proper official way, deep socket 12mm. I've got a wobbly bar. And the official proper way, according to the Haynes manual, whatever tightening the spec for the torque is, 18 in the Mark 8. I've got no details for the Mark 9. You can set a torque wrench and set it for undo. So I've set it for, let's try it for 18. So if you tighten it 18, it's back there. If you can undo it at 18, that's the key to it. If it doesn't undo, spray some proper penetrating oil in it. And if I do get it moving, maybe like a quarter of a turn undo, and then maybe an eighth of a turn do up again. More oil, a quarter turn, and then an eighth of a turn. You know, plenty of penetrating oil as I go. But let's see. Let me get the there's nowhere to put my tool now. Normally I'll just keep it on the sill. And this tool, this extension is a wobbly standard bar. You should get the correct angle, make sure it sits properly. And it's just sitting on that rubber pipe. It's quite handy. So set to about 17, 18. Let's say a prayer when you're doing things like this. You don't want to snap, which was perpendicular behind that. It did come undone. Make sure I don't drop anything. Don't drop anything. I said it didn't even click. So whoever built this, built it properly. So I'll give you a close up. I could risk giving you a close up. See it all. Thank you. We'll say a prayer. Thank you, Lord, for making this transition a success. There's a broken glow plug is not funny. It's not funny. 12mm, by the way. Did I mention that? Right. Let me just extract that. So there's a way to test these. I can't remember. Just test the resistance, I think. Can't be more than a few ohms or something like that. You'll have to test it from here to here. So I guess we should do. No, there is an awful lot of tar and burnt oil, etc., and burnt fuel. It's probably really messy in cylinder 1. Let's check for connectivity. So I'm using these about £25 for a pack of 4 SVAC glow plugs. So first off, the new one, just checking for some sort of continuity, and then the old one. Just gonna hold it tight and dab it anywhere on there, scratch it. Let me sandpaper that black. It is reading something now after I scraped all that stuff off. For you, about this end here. Nothing there, I don't understand. Here, but not here. See if I can find the resistance. Let's do the good one. Same spot. 12 ohms, 10 ohms. Well, I don't know. Don't know if it is this fault or if it is this glow plug, but you know, I've extracted it. If it's not this, I don't know. It's not registering anything there, but here it is. It's like it's broken here. It's like it's broken there and it's no longer conducting there. I don't know. It's all metal. There's no reason for it. If it conducts there, it will conduct further up. Don't know. Definitely nothing. Let me hurry up in case the engine cools down and I have trouble installing. Definitely nothing there. I guess that's the bit that's going to glow, the tip. And the tip's not conducting, but here is. Not even here. There's a break. I think there's a break. It's a break midway, I think. Right, okay, I better hurry up. Bit of anti-seize. Just double check, eyeball it. Make sure everything looks okay. And that's it, really. Anti-seize. So a little bit of anti-seize on there. So of course I'm going to be doing it finger tight only, well by hand only. In the past, with people with spark plugs, what they tend to do is use a hose and put over it so you make sure you don't cross thread. Oh, the job is where on earth. Is it? I don't remember now. It's directly underneath this fuel roll plug. Down the hole. So I'm just going to do it by hand. Just get my hand down there with gloves off as well and rotate it, and then with the extender and the 12mm deep socket, and the deep socket is a quarter. I'm using a quarter-inch. Set it for 18 Newton meters. So this is a quarter-inch socket, Clark's torque wrench. So a big one would never fit. Obviously you can see that. Luckily this pipe only just sits there. Just gives me a little bit of an armrest. So I'm just going to hold it. Nothing too crazy. Click. $18 Newton meters. It's going to click. Test it on the. Really careful. It's really tight. Let me test it on a 12mm bolt. Didn't seem like it wanted to. I mean, it seemed like it was too tight, really. Let me undo it. I like a look at that. Testing this ratchet works. 10mm, yeah. Set it still set on 18. One thing you want is to snap it on the way in. No, it's something wrong on my... No, good thing I checked. There's something wrong with it. I would have snapped it off if I kept going and waited for the pop. And you gotta, you know, when you fix things, you've got to be really careful. Now I'm gonna have to get the big torque wrench out and feel try and duplicate what 18 feels like using a adapter. So this is like, I'm using the same one, that's 6 or 7. Look at to 11, what does 11 feel like? It's 11, so it is working on it, it's not busted. How about if I do it a stage at a time? 11 to start with. Yeah, let's do it to 11. So I did 11, pushed up to 15. It's 15. It's actually quite tight, really. $17, you might stop at 17. It should be 17. 17 we do. 17 you do. Tiny bit more. It felt about like it was about 18 when I took it off. That's what it did feel like. It wasn't too difficult. That's not the thing. Come on. Yeah, I'm just going to leave it there. I'm just going to leave it there. Tiny little thread, I don't want it busting. Probably like 16 I tightened it to. I'm just going to leave it. That should be it. Anyway, thanks for watching. I'll give it one more little tug at 17. Yeah, you've run the risk of it leaking. It's a fresh bit of metal, but then you have on removal it's going to be a... Yeah, if I had to take this off again, I'm sure I've tightened it up more. Oh, there it is. It was right next to it anyway. Right, that will do. Thanks for watching. Hit that like, subscribe button. Leave us some comments. Oh. See that? So I'm going to be... Oh, good grief. See that? Just spotted that. Crack in the air intake pipe. That's going to cause a few errors. Just spotted it. Anyway. So a little yellow light, warning light, went off for a second and came back. So I think I should clear the trouble code of it. That's what I should do. And see what happens. Right, so I haven't cleared it yet, but on the auto scan, whereas before there was 2 faults, fault 2, now there's only 1. Interesting. Although it said 01, you know, referenced 1, and I thought cylinder 1. It doesn't really, maybe it doesn't mean cylinder 1, but it could be more than 1. The reason being, it could be more than 1 glow plug that's faulty. I only went and changed 1. reasonably easy to change. Just takes a while. Just got to be careful. Just got to risk not trying to reduce the risk of snapping the glow plugs, and that's it. So let's try and clear. Let's try and clear it. See if it comes back. Yeah, it's the code that we want to work out, right? You know, why would they say 01 if it meant 01 or 0 plus 03? I don't know. There was another thing. It was what was it? It was something 16, wasn't it? Something 1601, and it was 201. And then there was another one. So that's the same code. 201-1. P16CD. Right. Let's try erasing that code. Yeah. Turn off engine, and we turn off the electrics. Back on. Trying to figure this thing out. Right? Trying to understand this thing really. Oh, hang on a minute. So I did have to erase it. Probably would have ran for a while and then would have disappeared anyway. So the 01 did refer perhaps to the first glow plug. Anyway, thanks for watching. I don't know how it will refer to the second, third or fourth. Maybe it will say 02, 03, 04. I don't know. Perhaps someone else can put an input. If you've got any experience of that, then stick a comment below. Thanks for watching. All done. Thank you. Just to finish off this video, I couldn't find any reference to Honda apart from people saying this P16CD-01 is the first cylinder on a Honda, and it's the glow plug, right? I couldn't find any reference, official reference to it. You'd have thought that something would come up, but I couldn't. So the references I found were kind of more like anecdotal. However, I did find this dot full stop report / DTC. Just look at it on Google, and it comes up just here. Short to battery voltage. So would you say that component on that first cylinder, the glow plug, was shorting? Yes, I would say. There was some kind of a break halfway along it, and it couldn't conduct any electricity further halfway along. So it was shorting, but not in a proper way, kind of, if you know what I mean. So there probably was a glow to it, but not in the proper way. It was like an internal thing. It wasn't glowing. That's why there was oil deposits or something. That's why the thing was oily. You'd have thought if it was used a lot, it would be kind of white and kind of flaky, where everything's burnt off, rather than oily. Wiring harness short to battery voltage, faulty component. So that's the one it was. Damaged connector, so it could have all. Inspect wiring, test component functionality. We tested it. We tested it as faulty. So me picking out the first cylinder, thinking of this number here, was just a lucky guess. I've put in on the search also the rest of the code, so there's 01 there, but I also put 201-1, whatever that meant, and it's possible that the 201, the -1, is like a super subcode that only that maybe that's the one that indicates cylinder 1. I don't know, and the 201 might mean something, so I don't know. I'm going to give it another investigation to what 201 means, bracket 201-1 means. But let me just scroll down slowly, so if this website's not around in the future, you can have a look and see your code on it.